Oxford University recently held a debate on whether woke had gone too far. Now, I wasn't invited to take part, but if I had been, here's the case I'd have put forward. All its defenders say that being woke is just about being nice. But like socialism, wokeness needs to be judged not by how its advocates hoped it would turn out, but by how it actually turned out. Socialism was supposed to be all about being nice too. A utopia of equality, abundance, and brotherly love. Of course, the reality was a dystopia. A ruthless tyranny of censorship, torture, murder, famine, oppression, prison camps, brutalization, fear, poverty, dishonesty, and catastrophic failure. In the span of half a century, there were 50 genocides, 150 million people were killed, and 1 billion more were consigned to slavery. Socialism stripped humanity of absolutely everything that makes life worthwhile. It was arguably the greatest disaster in human history. And wokeness? Well, the only good thing we can say about wokeness is that at least it isn't that bad. Not yet, anyway. But my God, it's having a bloody good try. And it's heading straight down the same path. Wokeness is no egalitarian teddy bear. It more closely resembles the Puritan witch hunts of the 17th century, or the Spanish Inquisition. It's one of the most deranged manias ever inflicted on planet Earth. Like those socialists of yore, it's preoccupied with censorship and propaganda, with silencing all dissent, and with destroying any deviance. And the relish it takes in attacking heretics is as distasteful as it is remarkable. It's so insane that Jeremy Clarkson just got cancelled by a man who likes dressing up as a Nazi, while Yeonmi Park just released a book warning about how much damage the cult of woke is doing. When a North Korean is warning the West that it's sliding into full-blown totalitarianism, that really should be a wake-up call. Yet those who cling to the cult of woke still won't heed the signs. They'll still deny that it's gone too far. Well, how far is too far? I'll tell you. Because a culture that decides J.K. Rowling is a hate preacher is a culture that's lost the plot. A culture that ignores modern-day slavery while it destroys art and statues from 400 years ago has lost the plot. A culture that arrests and imprisons people for telling jokes in a private forum has lost the plot. A culture that jails a teacher for saying there are only two genders has lost the plot. And a culture that still needs to have a discussion about whether woke has gone too far, yeah, it's lost the plot. We now have seminars for wrongthink and newspeak in every school and company in the land. History has literally been rewritten to make it more in keeping with contemporary mores. The entirety of culture has morphed into a public information film that continually beats us over the head with the diversity stick. Literature has been virtually cleansed of dissent, and sensitivity readers pore over manuscripts to ensure they adhere to woke ideology. Any deviation, and they're consigned to the scrap heap. We're literally living through every single aspect of George Orwell's 1984, right down to the 2 minutes hate. Except it's now a 24-hour long hate, every day on Twitter. And we still need to discuss if woke culture's gone too far? In Canada, a number of schools literally burned over 1,000 books in a purification ritual, all because they didn't adhere to woke ideology. And we still need to have a discussion on whether woke culture has gone too far? As for the idea that you're just being nice, well, there's nothing nice about forcing your ideas on everyone else. There's nothing nice about censoring everything you disagree with. There's nothing nice about screaming abuse at people or attacking them in the street. There's nothing nice about wrecking people's lives. There's nothing nice about destroying art. And please don't tell me that this sort of behaviour is an aberration of your movement. This is your movement. This is what defines it. This is virtually all your movement is. I've never seen a woke campaigner being nice, but if they ever were, then that was the aberration against your movement. Yours is a totalitarian cult, a bullying and unpleasant force driven by arrogance and sustained on ideas that are simply a bigoted and idiotic mess. And there's nothing nice about forcing a hollow mania on people, causing untold psychological damage, and of wrecking society. And that is all you have done. You've created an ideological apartheid, where you can speak and behave exactly as you please, but where anyone who retains a sliver of sanity and decency is cowed and bullied into silence. And there's nothing nice about that either. You've not done anything positive. You created a divided, stunted society. One where irreparable harm has been done to cultural expression, intellectual freedom, the education sector, and the dignity and decency of society. Your nastiness and ignorance are matched only by your arrogance. Woke culture had gone too far in about 1995. Since then, you've crushed freedom, individuality, and joy itself, the very essence of life. You've never sought to create anything, only to stifle, shut down, destroy, and punish anything you disagree with. You're not Gandhi or Martin Luther King. You're Joe McCarthy and ISIS. But here's the killer point. It's not up to you to decide if you're nice. It's up to the people you deal with to make that judgment. It's up to people on the receiving end of your activism to pass that verdict. And that means it's up to us. And no, you are not nice. You are vile, intolerant, conceited bullies. And the sooner the world stops surrendering to your narcissistic and petty demands, the better. You are not, for all your declarations to the contrary, on the right side of history. History will damn you, as I do here today. If you've enjoyed this film, please like, subscribe, and think about buying my books. They're called The Tyranny of the Left, and they go into topics like this in much greater detail. They're available on the links below. Please do feel free to pick them up and let me know what you think. Thank you.